Another classic example. I love Willow. I grew up in the 80s, and it's one of those films that I just enjoy. It's one of those films. It's a fantasy adventure. Val Kilmer does some form of accent. Not sure where it's from. It's all over the place. Joanne Wally Kilmer, or Wally as she was known before. Obviously, she married Val Kilmer and that. But again, it's a great story. Warwick Davis found his fame and found this, and the special effects. Sure, they don't hold up today, but the TV series, when it was announced, was kind of okay. Yeah, no, we can do a Willow TV series. That's fine. Let's have a look at that. See what that's going to look like. We'll come on to your comment in a moment, Maya. And so, like I say, it was interesting. However, they had to again make this for the modern audience. Now, I've seen a few people on Twitter and social media defending this program and saying how great it is to have lesbian inclusion, not in a fantasy film, not in a fantasy adventure. And again, with Disney, what they did was, as I understand it, I could not finish Willow. It was terrible. It was so badly written, and the two main characters were just the most annoying people in the world. But as I understand it, Willow, the main character, the main male character, was sidelined into his own show, so that the main character was obviously the strong, independent female woman who also happened to be a lesbian. It was ticking every box, but again, it's ticking every box because it's trying to pander to people who ultimately have absolutely zero interest in the original property. Me, I'm 40. What year are we? 2023. 48. I'm 48. It's not a good sign. I'm 48 years old. I grew up as a child of the 80s. I grew up having a wand like Willow. That sounds bad. You know what I mean? And trying to be Willow and trying to do that, and so okay, I'm taller than Willow, obviously, but I wanted to be Willow when I was younger. Nowadays, they are taking all of these properties, and we have seen it with Star Wars, we are seeing it with the MCU, we are seeing it with all these other great properties, that they just seem to be trying to replace them with women, and if they can replace them with lesbian women, that's even better. It was a terrible show. Let's have a look at some of your some of your comments. I'm going to speak carefully. A Big Gator says, all these series needed even more HLA, hot lesbian action. That's the problem. They're not movie lesbians, they're real life lesbians, as we all know are terrible. Myanmar says, I'm sorry, but the woke culture is destroying TVs and movies. Exactly. It's exactly the point, that they are creating these shows for these people who are crying and screaming on Twitter saying, oh, we're not getting representation and blah, 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 and everything else. And nobody's watching these shows. Willow was cancelled. I think it was cost a budget of something like $100 million to make it. It was cancelled and then removed from the servers by Disney because of how bad it was and how little the viewing figures were. What's the point? Why are they making these films then, and not for people like me? Obviously, I'm the oppressor and the evil white man. That's obviously what it is. Here we go. There are so many old movies that I have not seen, and I don't even care about the new stuff. You've not seen? You should see Willow at some point. Willow's great. Like I say, it's dated now with the special effects and the animation and stuff, but it's a great film that still stands up. Big Gator there says, I had no interest in Willow the series. Again, all these new series need more HLA. Yeah, you don't have to keep saying what HLA is. We know that. We're losing viewers as well at this point, so I'm obviously annoying some people. I'm not. The problem is with everything that we're talking about, it's facts. That these programs are not making money. They are destroying, not destroying, but I mean, well, they're destroying original IPs and stuff, and they're just terrible. And so because of that, people aren't watching them. And because people aren't watching them, then, like I say, we're having a whole culture at the moment which is just burying itself under its own weight of crap. Right, I'm not putting that. Hang on a minute. Oh, I agree. Sorry, I see. I agree. Prefer to watch older movies now. I'm the same. I just found a list of cult horror from the 70s. Fantastic stuff. I watched Piranha, I think, for the first time the other day, and it was very, very good. I'm not putting that. Oh, there we go. Look, there's one. I just watched The Memphis Belle by accident. Nice movie from 1990. You watched it by accident. How do you watch something by accident? Just happened to be walking past a window and somebody had it on in their living room and I just caught the tail end of it. But yeah, older movies weren't written. I mean, obviously movies are influenced by politics and the statements of the day that go on and so forth. I completely understand that. It's called TV. Yeah, all right. You know what I mean. Where was I? Yeah. And these original IPs, they weren't created with kind of like a message behind them of how empowerment and everything else and blah, blah, blah. But nowadays, that is all that seems to be focused on. We are in a desert, an entertainment desert at the moment. It's horrible. I was switching through the channels. Oh, and you found Memphis Belle that way. I must admit, I do that sometimes. You just sort of browse through and it's, what annoyingly in the UK at the moment, there's a channel called Film 4. And they have some good stuff on there. And sometimes you're browsing through and you go, oh, Ghostbusters 2016. Don't do that. All right. Don't tempt me with Ghostbusters and then show me the 2015 version. That was an excerpt from the Outpost Frequencies brought to you by thelastmovieoutpost.com. We hold a live stream every Sunday at 12 p.m. on Central Time and 6 p.m. UK time. You're welcome to join us. In the meantime, make sure you visit thelastmovieoutpost.com for all of your movie news, reviews, and everything cool about film. So cheesy.